morning, everyone. Happy Monday. I hope you all had a wonderful weekend. And we're going to go ahead and get started with our Monday morning meeting. So if you're following along, which I would really love it if you would, go ahead and log on to starfall.com. I'm going to do the same on my laptop. And look, today I'm using a Chromebook, just like most of you use, because my computer at home is a dinosaur and is not working as well as it should. So luckily the school gave me a Chromebook to use, just like all of you. All right, let me make sure my sound is up. And once you're on that calendar page, go ahead and press play.
Yippee! It's April 2020. Let's make a calendar.
All right, so go ahead and click on that sparkly green arrow on the bottom right corner. Now we're going to do the days of the week.
Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday,
Friday, Saturday. All right, so
what day of the week is it today?
What day of the week is it today? Yeah, remember I said happy Monday, so today is Monday.
Great job!
Today is Monday, April 20th, 2020. All right, let's go ahead and click on that green arrow on the bottom right corner. And now we get to
fill in the missing day and date.
Fill in the missing day and date. So we just talked about how today is Monday, so I'm going to drag Monday over.
Monday.
And yesterday was the 19th, and also a special day. We'll talk about that next. But today, which means today is the 20th.
20th. Great job!
All right, once you have those filled in, go ahead and click that green arrow on the bottom right corner. Now we get to do most of your favorite part of calendar.
Mark any special days this month.
Mark any special days this month. So I'm going to go ahead and do what I normally do and mark the official holidays throughout the month of April. So I'm going to go ahead and start with April 1st because that was a holiday. So Wednesday, April 1st, 2020 was April Fool's Day. And remember, that was the fun, lighthearted holiday where you got to play some pranks on maybe your family and friends. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and let's do a star. A star on Wednesday, April 1st, 2020, because that was April Fool's Day. All right, and then I'm going to go ahead and jump to that next week because there are no more holidays in that first week. But on Thursday, April 9th, 2020, that was the Jewish holiday of Passover. So I'm going to go ahead and put some stars on Thursday, April 9th, 2020, because that was Passover. And that was the day that I did the social story about what Passover is, and also did a cooking video on making coconut chocolate chip macaroons. All right, so the next day, on Friday, April 10th, 2020, the day that has that cross there with the nails, that was the Christian holiday of Good Friday. And that was the day that they remember that Jesus died for their sins. And so I'm going to go ahead and put a star on Friday, April 10th, 2020, because that was Good Friday. All right, and then because Good Friday was on that Friday, that means on Sunday, April 12th, what day was that? Yeah, that was Easter. So, Easter is the Christian holiday where they remember how Jesus rose from the dead, amongst doing other traditions and fun things. So, Good Friday and Easter kind of go hand in hand, both Christian holidays. Okay, so there is nothing in the Easter week, no holidays, but the week that we're currently in, my favorite holiday, well, one of my favorite holidays, is this Wednesday, April 22nd. Does anyone remember? I've talked about this before, what my favorite holiday this month is. I'll give you a clue. It has a picture of our planet Earth. Yeah, so if you look underneath, it says Earth Day. So on Wednesday, April 22nd, 2020, I'm going to put a star because that will be Earth Day. So this Wednesday, I'll be posting stuff about how we can raise awareness and do things to keep our Earth healthy and happy for years to come. Okay, and then on this Friday, there's another holiday, and so this Friday the 24th, 2020, is the Muslim holiday of Ramadan, and well, this is the beginning of Ramadan, and I've already posted some things on our Google Classroom about this holiday, but I will be posting more because it's going to happen on Friday. So be looking out for that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put some stars on Friday, April 24th, 2020, because that will be the start of Ramadan. All right, so that marks all of the official holidays this month. But if you remember, I said I wanted to talk about yesterday and how yesterday was a special day. And so I'm going to go ahead and get the birthday chart from our classroom because yesterday was a very special birthday. So January, February, March, April. So Harry, Harry, 4/19. And then he was born in the year of 2013, but 4/19, so yesterday was our friend Harry's birthday. And so I posted on our Google Classroom yesterday some opportunities for you all to wish Harry a happy birthday, and a few of you did, which is awesome. If you did not log on to our Google Classroom yesterday, which I understand it was Sunday, but go ahead and look today at where you can post if you missed out on posting for Harry's birthday, and you can go ahead and just write a comment, happy birthday, or you can make a card for him at home and then maybe take a picture and post it on those posts on our Google Classroom, or you could do what I did, and I just did a quick little video of me just saying happy birthday. So I think it would be really great if you all could post something nice for Harry's birthday yesterday. Just a really quick and sweet little, just to show him that we're still thinking of him, even though we're not all with each other. So, since yesterday was Harry's 13th birthday, so he's a teenager now. How crazy. I'm going to go ahead and put a slice of birthday cake on Sunday, April 19th, because that was Harry's 13th birthday. I hope he had a great day. Okay, so you can continue marking any other special days this month, but I'm going to hold off for today. Might mark more tomorrow. But if you are finished, go ahead and click on the green arrow. And now we get to finalize our calendar by...
Choose a picture for your calendar.
So we get to choose a picture for our calendar now. So I'm gonna go ahead and, since it is the week of Earth Day and Ramadan begins, I'm gonna pick the planet picture because I think that goes well with those two holidays. So this is what my calendar picture is gonna look like for today. But you can pick whichever one you would like. All right, so once you're done with that, we can go ahead and click that next arrow, and hooray, we finished calendar. So we're done with this portion of our morning meeting. Now we're gonna go ahead and, if you're following along, now we're gonna search Chico weather. And once we type that in, remember we just use this first section of information, right? How do if I put the brightness down, let's see if you can see it better. Beautiful, there we go, okay. So this information right here. All right, so I want to go ahead and take a look at our temperatures, our temperature variations throughout the day. So I'm going to make sure that I am seeing that I have temperature pressed in that rectangle. So these three rectangles that are put together here, I want to make sure temperature is pressed, and that way I'll know I pressed it when I see the temperature variations in this line here. Okay. And then once we do that, and we know we're on temperature, we're going to go ahead and put that blue box around Monday because we're going to focus on today's weather first. So once you have that blue box around Monday, so it should look like this. I'm going to draw it for you. We have our blue box. And then we have M-O-N, which is short for Monday. And then remember, underneath we always have our picture of what type of weather we're going to have today. And I'm seeing a very common picture that we've been having. It's that picture with the big old sun, and then there's a few clouds that are covering the sun. And then underneath are our two weather variations, or I should say our highest and our lowest temperature for the day. So our first temperature I see is 70 degrees. And the second temperature I see is 49 degrees. I'm going to be a pro at writing backwards by the time this distance learning is finished. All right. So if we have our blue box on Monday, it should look like this. So imagine this is a blue box. And then we have M-O-N, short for Monday, our weather picture. So there's that sun with a few clouds, and then we have our two temperature variations. Ones are high and ones are low. So my question for you is, which temperature will be our highest temperature or our warmest temperature of the day? Is it going to be 70 degrees Fahrenheit or 49 degrees Fahrenheit? Another way of asking this would be, what number is closer to 100? So if you said 70 degrees Fahrenheit, you are correct. So 70 degrees Fahrenheit will be our highest expected temperature for today. So I'm going to go ahead and look on our temperature scale and find 70. This should be easy because it's a big old number. Here we go. 70. All right, so here is that 70 line, and oh, look at this. Look at where 70 is. It's right on this line. So it's right in the cusp of being between cool and warm temperatures. So it's like a cool warm, whichever you think. So right here, right in between. All right, so if 70 degrees is our highest temperature of the day, this must mean that 49 degrees Fahrenheit is our lowest temperature of the day. So let's check out where that falls. Okay, so we have 40, and here's 45, and here's 50. So I know that 49 is between 45 and 50, and it's closer to 50 because 49 is 1 less than 50. So right here. So this almost made it out of the cold temperature range. Oh, sorry, I don't think you can see that. Almost made it out of the cold temperature range, but not quite. It's still in the cold. So it will most likely, that temperature will most likely be tonight. So it will most likely be cold tonight. Okay, so now that we've checked out our temperatures, let's look at what our chances of precipitation are. So with that being said, we want to make sure that our precipitation box is clicked on. And so that means that instead of having this one, our temperature one clicked, we need to make sure this middle box here that says precipitation has a box around it. And you'll know when you see this blue line with percentages. And that blue line would show us what our chances of rain throughout the day is. But I'm noticing my blue line, and it looks a little something like this. Just a straight across line. Do we remember what this usually means? Does this mean that we're likely to have rain today, or we're not likely to have rain today? Yeah, so if you said not likely, you're right, because it was a stagnant, straight, stable line. So there were no variations, which means that we are most likely not going to have any rain today. But I'm going to double check by looking up at the top. So it'll say precipitation, humidity, and wind, right above those 3 rectangles that are attached. So precipitation, humidity, and wind. We're just going to be looking up at precipitation and what percentage is put next to precipitation. So on my computer, it's showing 0%, which makes sense because we just talked about how our blue line was just straight across and stable. So it showed no variations of weather. So there is 0 chance that it will rain today. I'm looking at the sky right now, and I don't know. Sometimes I feel like the weather isn't always accurate because I feel like there is a chance that it could rain today. But according to our weather on the computer, it is not very likely. But I see some part of the sky, but for the most part, it looks pretty cloudy. Like it kind of wants to storm, but not too crazy. So we'll have to just wait and see because weather is unpredictable sometimes. Okay. So now that we've talked about our 0% chance of precipitation, we are going to go ahead and look at what wind speeds we'll see today. So we want to make sure we have our wind box checked here. So we already did temperature, we just finished precipitation, and now we're going to do wind. And you'll know you're on that wind section when you see those arrows with the wind speed variations. So wow, the wind is changing directions quite a bit today. Okay, so just like we looked at this part, we're going to look at this part again. So we already did precipitation, so we don't need to look at that. We're not going to worry about humidity, but we are going to take a look at what wind speed is next to. So W-I-N-D, wind. So what is the wind speed next to that? So on my computer, it says 5 mph, or 5 miles per hour. So our average wind speed of the day will be 5 miles per hour. So since that is not too high, that means that our wind isn't going to be too crazy today. It'll just be a nice light breeze. So, and my guess, with it not being as sunny as it normally is, that breeze might feel a little cooler to us since we don't have the sun to counterbalance it. Okay, so now that we've gone over our temperature, our precipitation, and our wind, we're going to talk about what type of weather we're having today. So remember, we can look up at the top where it says Chico, California, Monday, and then underneath Monday it'll tell you what type of weather. And I'm looking and I'm seeing this very familiar looking weather symbol. That's that cloud, or the sun with the two clouds covering it. So does anyone remember what type of weather this usually represents? It's the one, it's like the main type of weather that we've basically been having. It's been like alternating between sunny and partly cloudy. So, partly cloudy. So, our weather will be partly cloudy today. And that's what it says up at the top where it says Chico, California, Monday, partly cloudy. So now that we know our temperatures for today and our type of weather, we're going to go ahead and check out our temperature, our highest temperature for tomorrow, and what type of weather we are projected to have tomorrow. So we need to make sure that we have that blue box around Tuesday, because we're going to be looking at Tuesday to compare with Monday. So right here, you should have your blue box, and I'm seeing, so blue box, TUE, which is short for Tuesday. See a big old sun, no clouds covering, awesome. And then I see two temperatures. I see 80 degrees and I see 54 degrees. So if you have your blue box around Tuesday, this is what it should look like. Imagine that's a blue box, TUE Tuesday, big old yellow sun, two temperatures. So we're just going to be focusing on this temperature for tomorrow. So 80 degrees Fahrenheit. That is our projected highest temperature for tomorrow as of today. It could change once tomorrow hits because, like I said, weather sometimes changes. But according to right now, for all the information we have, it's supposed to be about 80 degrees Fahrenheit tomorrow. So let's see where that falls. on here. That should be easy because it's a multiple of 10, so it should be a big number, 80. And we're right here, right in the middle of that warm temperature range. 80 degrees, yeah, that's warm. I would even say it's hot for me personally. But according to our temperature scale, it is still warm. So, and it's going to feel even warmer because what type of weather is this? If you just have a big old sun like this. Yeah, it's sunny. So sunny. And so if it's sunny and going to be 80 degrees with that sun, it's going to probably feel even hotter than that, which is why it normally feels hotter to me probably. Okay, so we checked out our temperatures for today. We compared them with what's going to happen tomorrow. So now if we were in our classroom, whoever is doing weather would write today's weather. It's going to be a high of 70 degrees. So let me see if I can write it backwards. 70 degrees Fahrenheit. And partly cloudy. And then tomorrow, Tuesday, is supposed to be a high of 80 degrees Fahrenheit and sunny. Okay. So, today will be a high of 70 degrees and partly cloudy. And tomorrow will be a high of 80 degrees and sunny. So this is comparing our weather for today and tomorrow. Looks like we're going to have a really pretty 2 days here. I mean, this whole week looks pretty nice, but we'll get to that in our later morning meetings. All right, so now that we have finished our weather, we're going to move on to our social story for the day. So if you think back, I know Friday I kind of switched it up and I said that I was going to finish our conversation theme to our social stories, but I forgot that on Fun Fridays we do the mystery bag. I've been kind of forgetting that, and thankfully, I think it was Kristen. Kristen reminded me that we should do the mystery bag. So every Friday, instead of having a social story, like we would in class, we'll do the mystery bag, and where I'll be picking things from my house and giving clues about what it could be. Okay, so since it is Monday, we are going to have a social story, and we are going to finish up with our theme of conversations. And so we had a few. So our first story about conversations was just remember a very general what is a conversation and the important components of a conversation. And then we started talking about having or starting a conversation and what important ways you can do that. And so if you missed any of those, I posted them on our Google Classroom on some Google Slides like I normally do. And so you can go ahead and take a look at those because it will kind of make more sense with what we're going to talk about today if you understand what we've talked about previously. So today we're going to talk about what did I say? So this social story is going to have to do with what could go wrong when you are having a conversation or something that commonly happens when people are having conversations. So it's called What Did I Say? I was talking to my friend Sarah about kittens today and she got mad at me. I wasn't sure why. Sarah told me, My cat had kittens this morning. There were kittens, I said. Kittens are my favorite. I think that gray kittens are the prettiest. Sarah said, my cats had 3 kittens, 1 gray, 1 brown. When cats have kittens, they have between 1 and 6 kittens at a time. I read that in a book. How many kittens did your cat have? I said. Sarah said, I told you she had 3. You aren't listening to me. My mom has pictures on her phone. I can show you when she comes to pick me up. Kittens like to drink milk. Did you give kittens milk? They haven't had cat food. They can't have cat food until they're big. Did you give kittens cat food? Sarah said, I wanted to tell you about my kittens, but you won't listen, and you keep interrupting me. I'm going to talk to Jennifer instead. Suddenly, Sarah walked away. She definitely looked mad. What did I do wrong? I told Mom about it when she picked me up after school. Mom said I had 2 problems. First, I interrupted Sarah. Interrupting is when you start talking before the other person is finished. Second, I didn't listen to what Sarah had said. I was so busy thinking about what I knew about kittens that I ignored Sarah. To have a good conversation, you have to listen carefully to other people and not interrupt them. I'm going to apologize to Sarah tomorrow and try to have a good conversation with her about her new kittens. So, this is something that I feel like we all need to work on, not just students, but adults too. Adults interrupt their friends too. So, we all interrupt at times, but it can cause problems when we're trying to have a conversation. So, 2 important takeaways from this story. So, this situation was a story about 2 friends trying to have a conversation. One friend, Sarah, was trying to talk about her kittens, but the other friend kept interrupting her before she could finish telling anything. So Sarah got frustrated and walked away to go talk to someone else because she wasn't being listened to. So important takeaways from this are interrupting during a conversation usually does not go very well. So do not interrupt people when they're talking. Make sure they finish what they're talking about before you start talking. And then second, it's important to listen to people when they are talking. That way you know what they're talking about, and you're not sometimes even with adults, we are so busy thinking about what we want to say next that we're not completely listening to someone when they're trying to talk to us. So it's important to focus on actually listening to someone when they're talking as opposed to thinking about what we want to say in the conversation. So don't interrupt someone and listen to people when they're talking. Those are the 2 important takeaways from this social story today. And as usual, I'm going to be putting this in Google Slide forms with some pictures to make it a little more fun. So that will be added on our Google Classroom. But that concludes our conversation theme for our morning meetings. So tomorrow will be, I'm not sure what it will be yet. I'll have to look through my social stories and see what theme we want to start. But we'll be starting a new theme or a new topic tomorrow. But this concludes our morning meeting for Monday. As I said, it would be really awesome if you didn't get an opportunity to yesterday. Just leave Harry some love on our Google Classroom. Maybe say, hey, Harry, happy birthday. Or just a quick comment, whatever you'd like to do. But I would really love if we could leave him some birthday wishes and just good wishes. But other than that, I hope that you all have a wonderful day. And I hope to see all of you on our Zoom meeting tomorrow at 11. So on Tuesdays and Thursdays every week, we will have Zoom meetings at 11 from 11 to 11:30 or 11 to noon, depending on how long you all want to talk to us. But all the teachers, all of who can join, will be there on Zoom 11 tomorrow. So look out for the Zoom link to join us because we would all love to talk to you. All right, have a wonderful Monday. I miss you all. Be good to each other.